So Ryan, what do we got here today?
1979 Chevy Corvette. The fella that owns the car is the original owner.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Right now, he's wanted to get the car finished for a number of years. The car had sat, so recently he had a paint job done to it, body, everything like that. I think the motor was rebuilt at one time in the past. But,
okay.
The reason the car's coming here is because we're gonna put fuel injection on the car. We're
okay.
gonna pull the old
shit off.
We're gonna pull the old carburetor off, change the intake manifold, put a FiTech system on it. The rear main seal is leaking on it, so we're gonna pull the pan off, change that, new pan gasket, and then the power steering on this thing. One of the lines is leaking, so we're gonna
fix the line up. So we're gonna get rid of the old Quadrajet, right? Is that a Quadrajet?
Quadrajet, yeah.
Yeah.
The old QJ.
But this thing actually looks really nice.
Yeah, the body and paint was done couple years ago, so
okay.
Yeah.
He's got some really big meats on the front, eh?
Yeah.
It's old school.
These cars came with a little bit of a wider tire.
Really nice shape.
But
what year was it again?
79.
Okay, so this had all the smog crap on it.
Yeah.
That's probably all gone?
Well, it is now. Or it will be.
It will be.
Yeah. So it's
nice fiberglass.
But it's cool. It's a 4-speed car, so.
Oh, is it?
That's always fun.
That's really cool. I always love these door handles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is cool. It's 4-speed. Gauges, all that goodness. Interior needs a little love, but it's all there. They look like they're comfy seats.
Yeah. Well, the car's pretty much, besides the engine rebuild, all original. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice.
The customer always wanted to put fuel injection on it, so now he can hit the key and go.
So you're making his wish come true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool, let's get her in the shop and
we'll get started.
Get her done.
So we got the intake surface, mating surface to the cylinder head all cleaned up. Everything's all cleaned, prepped. We got our new intake gaskets out of the package. The one thing you can notice on the cylinder head, there's a heat riser port on either one. This will travel through the intake manifold. Was mainly for when these vehicles were started in the cold weather. It would help with starting, especially for the choke and everything, warm up the intake. But now with the new aluminum intake that we were supplied for the fuel injection, what I'm going to do is I made, and these gaskets as well, they're not made for the heat riser in the cylinder head. So what I made up was grab some shim stock, and I made some covers here for the heat riser on both sides. So what we'll do is silicone them into place, then we'll get our intake manifold gasket sat on top and get all of our surfaces bolted down, and then our intake will be on. So I'm just going to put a little film of silicone around the heat riser port just to keep the shim stock in place while we get them seated. As you can see, we got both sides in place here on the cylinder heads. And then this our cart, but these pieces that here that are supplied on the intake, we're not going to use these. They usually sit right into place here. Usually 9 times out of 10 they leak when you use these. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice bead of silicone around these rails here at the front and the rear of the intake, and that way we're guaranteed that a good seal is going to happen. As well as what else I like doing is around the water jackets in the head. I also like putting a little nice film of silicone on there as well. I like using the RTV right stuff. It'll seal up nice, so we'll go ahead and get that done right now. So we got our new aluminum intake all bolted down, snugged up. We had to end up holding the valve covers off to give ourselves enough clearance to get the intake on. So we're gonna put a new set of valve cover gaskets on as soon as we put the valve covers on. I got the oil drive lined up in the engine so I could drop the distributor right in. And I marked the distributor in the rotor when I had pulled it out. So once I had the motor up at top dead center, nothing moved. We dropped it exact same way in, so everything stayed lined up. So the distributor and everything was roughly where it was before. When we fire it back up, we'll just throw the timing light on just to make sure our base timing is good. Get our distributor clamp on and just snugged up, so when we go to fire the motor, if we need to adjust the base timing, we can. Put a new distributor hold down on it, chrome one, but I just came with a bolt and a hold down, but I'm just putting a lock washer on it just to give it that added security. So distributor's back in now, all the wires hooked up. We got all our wires connected to our HEI, TAC, battery, distributor, all that stuff. So Nikki's just about done with the valve covers, getting them all cleaned up. And then get some new gaskets on them, get them bolted down, so that's all together. Got our throttle body gasket picked out of our box here. Just running the studs down, get them into the intake. Just one piece at a time. So I came back to the shop this evening to tinker a little more on this thing. Try and get a little more done in this evening when I got a little less people bothering me and phones ringing and on and on and on. But anyways, we got a lot of the top of the engine all buttoned up. Got our FiTech throttle body all bolted down. Got a bunch of the vacuum lines and stuff fed to the throttle body. All of the stuff to our distributor is all hooked up. New thermostat gasket, thermostat housing, hose, everything's on, temperature sensor. I'm just want to make sure I don't forget anything with our vacuum lines. I'm gonna have to put a new throttle cable on the side here. I'm just gonna start running a lot of the electrical and stuff down for the O2 sensor, and then we're gonna mount the fuel system command center. I'm thinking right now the best location for it would be inside the passenger front fender. So once we just tidy up a few more things up top, we're gonna have a better look at the inner fender and see where it's best to mount it. And then we get that mounted and run all our fuel lines and electrical.
Back her up, Buttercup. Alright, so far so good. Guess the driver's supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Whoa.
In the air fuel ratio right now.
Let's have a little looky loop. I can't see any. What do we got?
13.9.
Yeah.
13.8. We'll see how it is under load and everything.
Alright. This will also be the first drive. And the windows don't work? Oh, this one does.
Yeah, I think that's as far as it goes. I wouldn't go down no more just in case.
Okay.
Are you alright with looking at it like this?
Yeah.
Because Stiffy's in it.
The fat guy in it. It's always got it. I was gonna say, let's hear what smart ass thing he's gonna say.
I was gonna say we didn't.
Hopefully no one steals my truck.
I think you'll be okay.
If they do, they have good taste. So you're targeting 13.6?
I haven't really adjusted anything.
No, it's just out of the boxes.
I'm
That.
fine with.
Oh, it's a target. Okay, it's constantly changing. That tack's way off compared to this one.
In the dash.
Yeah.
Well, as long as the one on that reads good, I'm happy.
It says we're doing 2100. It's about 400, 500 RPM off.
When it it'll sit in idle, it won't do it. It's just like at a certain RPM.
Look, another e-scooter out for revenge.
See?
Yeah. It's right now.
See when the idle drops down? It's just at a certain RPM it'll do it.
I hear it all the time almost. Not right now, under load it goes away.
Watch, when you stuff the clutch in it.
Yeah.
It did go away.
I hear it right now.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
There, it's gone.
Huh. And
And
it's
it
back.
comes back. It's weird.
I've heard. I remember the guys talking. It could be the intake, just because of the particular intake you used. And
Oh, like where it sits?
yeah,
Like on the base plate?
yeah. I'm not 100% sure. It drives nice. Car feels like a fiberglass car though.
The Corvettes, they ride like lumber wagons, kind of.
This reminds me of the kit car.
Does that?
Yeah. No, this like yeah. So that car actually drove pretty good then.
There's Nicky shaking his head.
He doesn't know what's going on.
See, it hasn't been whistling.
No, now it's not.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. So let's do RPM. This one says 850. That says like 1100.
Like 1300.
Yeah. Okay. Rev her up a little bit.
Where's it sitting
Up.
right now? Maybe we should lower because it's at full temperature, so maybe we should lower the
Yeah, it could go a bit lower, eh? I think that was a nice, successful first drive, though.
What you see when you're filming it.
Yeah.
Spice it up.
yeah.
Spice it up. Yeah.
Okay, so after many long hours
Too many.
on this Corvette, we actually come to completion.
So let's have a look. What do we got under here? So the intake's new.
So, new FiTech fuel system, throttle body, and command center.
Nice. That looks really nice. Let me get around here. So this turned out really nice. Nice clean install, and then the command center thing is right in here.
Yeah, as you can see, I mounted I made up a bracket, put it in the mill. We actually got it bolted to the body mount at the frame.
That's
Comes
really
off,
nice.
supports the fuel command center. It fastens right to the bracket. We got it tucked away in the fender, so it's all nice and clean. Nobody sees it.
That's neat.
With the factory intake, where the throttle blades open up, there wasn't proper clearance, so we had to put the new aluminum intake on it
Nice.
for clearance purposes. Just a few dress up stuff. We kept his original carburetor and intake manifold all together as one.
Oh, so if
That
he wants
way-
to swap it
That
back.
way, if he can keep it, put it on the shelf. That way, he has all the original
Factory
pieces and
stuff.
everything. But other than that, the FiTech system, it was pretty straightforward. Everything went together good. We welded the bong in the exhaust for the O2 sensor.
Bung? Or a
yeah,
bong?
whatever you want to call it, I guess.
We are in Canada, so we can have some bongs.
Yeah, that's kind of typical here.
Yeah.
Fuel system,
Yeah, I'll get
like
another
fuel
shot of that.
pump, throttle body.
It's nice that that's a whole little unit, compact unit. So,
Yeah.
did you explain it when you were
So,
doing it?
Kind of, there's different ways you can do it. If you already have an electric pump on the car, or if you have a mechanical pump, but the mechanical pump feeds the command center.
So the factory pump on the block,
yeah,
the mechanical
we still have
feeds
the
that.
mechanical pump on the block, and it feeds this. This is a 2-liter reservoir of fuel, and the high pressure pump is submerged in it.
Yeah.
And then that feeds the throttle body. Any excess in the reservoir, it returns back to the gas tank.
So you just put a return into the tank. That's
Yep.
great. Perfect. Okay, well let's get this chromie off and have a look underneath. All right, so we got the chromie off.
Yeah, so we took the air breather off. This is the throttle body we went with. Fuel injection setup.
Okay. Looks really nice. Clean install, eh?
Yeah.
Wiring came out really nice.
Yeah. I try and always tie everything up.
Yeah.
Keep everything ran nice and clean. That way nothing gets in the way. We couldn't use the factory bracket, so we got
Oh, you had to make something up?
Yeah, Mr. Gasket has a throttle bracket that we modified a little bit to make it work.
Nice.
And then that way, got use the factory cable, everything like that. All our vacuum lines are all hooked up, even the ones that come off the intake to operate the headlights and everything properly. Got to have everything for the booster. It's all working. I'll fire it up so we can have.
Yeah. Fire it up.
No problem.
What do you think, Joe?
Awesome.
Turned out nice. That's neat. So you can actually see the fuel injecting on the top of the throttle blades. Huh. I didn't know you actually see it injecting on top.
And this thing, you put your hand on the motor, you can't believe how smooth
It
the engine runs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks really nice. Nice. All right. Let's put it inside and call the customer, right? Buddy. Good job. Yeah.
Another job well done here.
Yeah.